Good day, sir. This is the title proposal of Group 15. Department of Teacher Education. Program, Bachelor of Physical Education. Subject, BPE 412. Code, 280. Proponent's name, Balia Jaika Rose, Okay Angela Kizea P. and Aliwana Ray A. Title Proposal: The impact of part-time employment towards BPE students' physical health in Tagum College, a phenomenological study. Objective of the study or statement of the problem. The experiences of being a BPE working students towards their physical health are the problem of this study. Investigating their experiences on how they encounter difficulties that affects their physical health in studying while working, and to know the significant differences between working and non-working BPE students. Next is to gather the relevant data on how did they handle their situation, how they cope up with those difficulties they are facing and struggles they encountered. This study also aims to know the motivation they had as a BPE working student and how they applied it day by day. Lastly, to help non-working BPE students to understand what it takes to work while studying Bachelor of Physical Education and to understand fully the experiences of BPE working students. In generalization, this study aims to know the real life of a BPE working student.
The theory of the study or theoretical lens. Part-time and sometimes full-time employment while studying is becoming a normal phenomenon students engage nowadays. This job employment is a preparatory to students for their future profession. Majority of the data content of this study is the ordinary experiences of our working students, but this data will be analyzed and justified using particular theories. The theories we'll use of this study are moral responsibility theory of P.F. Strawson, sociobiology theory of Edward Wilson, and the existential theory by Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche. The moral responsibility theory of P.F. Strawson, published in 1962, presents the consequences of each action and the pros and cons result. It can be defined in philosophy as the status of morally worthy praise, reward, blame, or punishment for an act performed or neglected by one's moral obligations, accompanied by the three essential elements: accountability, freedom, and results that can be either praiseworthy or blameworthy. This theory shapes the pros and cons of the life experiences of working students, as indicated by Watts and Pickering 2000. Working part-time and studying full-time has a variety of positive outcomes, and respondents generally viewed part-time employment as a necessity to survive in the contemporary higher education sphere. However, the student might experiences under pressure due to demands in academics, such as completing the task in a given time and instability regarding with financial. The work plus studies make these hardworking students sleep deprived, and sleep deprivation increases the risk factors of insomnia and damage to brain function. Working students exposed to excessive workload despite the satisfactory salary will have bad effects on health and well-being in the long run.
This theory gives shape to this study in a way that it helps to offer a valid point over the circumstances that surround the research participants, which have urged the decision to be a working student to afford education. It will also aid in the comprehension of the behavior of the students as they adapt to what a certain thing adequately fit in that precise social change, whether their determination is genetically passed or environmentally circumstantial. It is through this theory that the experience and characteristics of the participants are given meaning and importance in their decision-making process. Lastly, This research will use the existential theory, which is a branch of philosophy that focuses on the meaning of life. Existential theory, also referred to as existentialism by Merriam 1828, can be taken as a philosophical theory, which means that someone's development depends on their choice and which emphasizes that everyone is free and responsible. It is the view of humans that define their meaning in life and try to make rational decisions despite existing in an irrational universe. The existential theory is categorized into two perspectives. First, a religious perspective which states that humans' free will is affected by their beliefs. Second, a psychological perspective which states that everyone has their different mind and will. Whatever they decide is through their own. To relate in this study, working students possess legal rights and own action which corresponds to their will. Existential theory will aid in further understanding of the instances such as students might even stop studying to continue working or starting studying to stop working, and even commonly do both simultaneously. Existentialism has a certain thing to focus in terms of a human will and supports the factors that affect the working student's choices and perspective. Methodology. A qualitative study is used in this study. It is a subjective report which made utilization of a phenomenological way to deal with accumulating important information. This approach concerns about understanding and interpreting the meaning that participants provide to their everyday lives. DeVos, 1998. The method that is used in the process of making this part of the study is a snowball technique. Snowballing is a non-probability sampling method that was employed to draw up a sample of participants who provided adequate information for the investigation. Snowballing sampling is a method whereby the researchers refer one by one to another member. DeVos, 1998, McClure, 2001. Although the researchers relate the two participants, the researchers selected participants who were rich in information that is relevant to the study. The online individual interview is used to gather data. According to Ferreira et al., 1988, the most crucial data gathering method is interviewing.